All right, welcome back to Money Save Podcasts. You're here with me, Odette, and of course, the lovely Beatrix. How are you doing today, Bea?
I'm fantastic, Odette. Excited, really, because today's topic is something entrepreneurs just can't ignore if they're dreaming big. Global business payments, making them painless, secure, all that good stuff. I feel like we're always hearing new horror stories about international wires gone wrong, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. And it's kind of wild, isn't it? Just last week, I spoke with someone who still insists on posting checks overseas. And let me tell you, that never ends well. As we talked about in our last episode, having the right financial tools makes all the difference when you're dealing with property or business abroad. So this is a perfect follow-up, really.
Exactly. We got so many questions about sending and receiving money internationally, especially from women just starting to scale up. So, today, we're going to break down some of the most reliable, modern ways to pay people all over the globe and keep your business running smoothly, even if your team is scattered across continents.
So, Beatrix, let's start simple. Why is this such a big deal? Why are global payments still so confusing for so many entrepreneurs?
Well, it's partly because banks just never made it easy. Traditional bank wires are expensive, take ages, sometimes days or even a week, and you get stung by hidden fees and dodgy exchange rates. It's the Wild West sometimes. And if you're hiring in, say, Brazil, India or Poland, it's even worse. One little error and your transfer just disappears, or arrives, eventually, maybe.
Right. And for folks listening in, especially if you're moving into international markets or hiring talent from around the world, the fees and unpredictability can really eat into your profits. Plus, no one wants to deal with the stress of chasing after missing payments or explaining to a new contractor why their wages are late.
And that's not just payroll. There's also paying suppliers, consultants, marketing partners, all sorts of people. And look, as we both know, those little inefficiencies add up and can totally stunt your growth if you let them.
So let's get into the good stuff. One tool that's become a bit of a game changer for a lot of small businesses is Payoneer. Some of our listeners might already use it, but for anyone who's not familiar, Bea, you want to walk us through what exactly Payoneer does?
Sure thing. Payoneer is basically an online payment platform that lets you send and receive money internationally. Unlike traditional banks, it was set up specifically for global business. So, say you've hired a freelance designer in Argentina. Payoneer lets you pay them in their currency, they receive it quickly, and the fees are miles better than big banks. Oh, and the interface actually makes sense, which is refreshing.
Aye, and that's just one bit of it. They also offer global payroll solutions. So if you've got a remote team, whether it's 5 people or 50, you can sort everyone's pay at once. No more setting individual wires or wrangling with different systems. Kind of takes the headache out of growing internationally, doesn't it?
Exactly. And they handle all those annoying compliance things, like double-checking details, helping you report the right stuff, making sure everyone gets paid what they're owed. I'm not saying it's exciting, but it's necessary. Let's put it politely.
And, when you're running a business, you want processes you can set and forget, not a mountain of admin every month.
I think it's brilliant because, honestly, being able to pay around the world opens the door to new markets and talent, right? If you only hire in your hometown, you're missing out. The moment your business can pay, smoothly, reliably, in Indonesia or Spain or Ghana, suddenly your possibilities multiply.
Absolutely. And like we discussed in the previous episode about buying property abroad, having the right systems for currency and timing gives you a real edge. Same goes for finding partners or staff. You're no longer limited by geography. It also means you can adapt to changes, scale up quickly, try new markets without all the red tape holding you back.
I'll add too that for women especially, who often juggle more responsibilities and maybe want to work flexibly. The ability to build a global team or client base can genuinely change lives. Secure, straightforward payments are a big part of that empowerment. Otherwise, it's impossible to compete with the big players.
That's so true, Beatrix. I mean, when you remove the old barriers, everything, from growth to innovation, just happens more easily. Payments aren't sexy, but they're the foundation, aren't they? I'd love for us to give listeners a few real-world examples to make all this less abstract. B, do you know anyone who's actually used Payoneer to scale their business globally, not just in theory?
Oh, definitely. I worked with a designer in the Netherlands. Her client base was mostly in the US and UK, but Payoneer let her offer prices in euros or dollars and get paid reliably, without chasing invoices forever. It basically let her say yes to bigger projects, and she's since hired 2 more people herself, all managed through the same platform. It's not magic, but it's very smart business.
I had a similar experience with a coaching friend of mine. Her whole coaching agency is remote. Team members from Ukraine, India, Canada, you name it. She set up Payroll so everyone gets paid at the same time, in their currency, automatically. Less admin and way more trust within the team. That's what really matters, right?
Exactly. And if anyone listening wants to try it, start small. Test it with 1 or 2 international payments. Get the hang of the features, double-check it fits your business model, and then scale up as you need.
All right, I think that's a wrap for today. If you take away one thing, it's that making global payments easy isn't just about saving a few quid. It's the foundation for real growth, more freedom, and honestly, less stress. Can't argue with that.
Absolutely. And if listening to this gets just one of you to stop relying on clunky old bank wires, then our work here is done, right?
We'll see everyone on the next episode where we'll go even deeper into building international wealth and business freedom. So if you liked this, stick around and tell your friends. Thanks, Beatrix. Have a brilliant week.
Thank you, Odette. Always lovely chatting as ever. Goodbye, everyone. And remember, money moves faster when you make it easy. See you next time.